Yes, my people, I am back and you see me in red. You know why? Because I am starting with Arsenal. Like I promised you, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United. The next 2 weeks is going to be tough. But we are starting with Arsenal because of one good reason. Our next game, once we are back from international break, our first game is going to be with Arsenal. And yesterday, Arsenal beat Manchester City by 1-0, 1-0. You know, I actually predicted it and it came to pass. I told my friend that I was yesterday that Arsenal was going to win the match by 1 goal or they'll play a drawn game with Manchester City. I said these two things. I said, this game, Man City can never win Arsenal. It's either a drawn or Arsenal win by 1 goal. And true to my word, Arsenal won the game by 1 goal. Because I have been monitoring Arsenal for a while. And tonight, wherever you are, as you can see, it's in the evening here. It's in the night, almost about 8:55 p.m. in Southeast Asia, Malaysia to be precise. But I'm delivering message to you because I'm on holiday. Like you can see, I told you, behind me here is a golf course. It's late, you cannot see it very clearly. If you watch the earlier videos, you could see it very clearly. Now, let's go straight to Arsenal. That is the business why we are here. And from Arsenal, I will now give you some exclusives on Chelsea to run it up. That is how I'm going to be doing it. After now, the next one will be Liverpool. Liverpool, then some exclusives about Chelsea. Then we end it. Tomorrow, I will come with Man City and Manchester United. That is how we're going deeper and deeper and deeper into all the teams, those 4 clubs, in addition to Chelsea. Yes. So let's go quickly to Arsenal news now. Let me tell you what I have noticed and what I have observed about Arsenal. Chelsea facing Arsenal on 22nd of October. It's on Sunday. Yes. Once the teams are back, our first game is going to be Arsenal. And Arsenal is on top form. For them to beat Man City yesterday by 1-0, should tell you that there's something unique about that team. It's not going to be as last season. Last season, they were informed, they were good until getting to the end of the season, they began to slow down. And that was why they lost the title to Man City. This season, I can tell you for a fact that Arsenal is going to fight right through to the end. Arsenal is going to fight right through to the end. Listen, Arsenal 1, Manchester City 0. Mikel Arteta's side have grown in depth and size, and Pep Guardiola has a title race on his hand. Pep Guardiola has a title race on his hand because Mikel Arteta's side have grown in depth and in size. Listen, the title race well and truly on, and not just because Arsenal beat the heavy favorite. The dead set, they cannot be caught machine of Manchester City. It's down to the fact that Goliath's rival has shown it has grown in the opening weeks of the season. This time, Arsenal needed to show they have gone up a level after last season's heartbreak of spending 248 days at the top of the table and not getting the job done in the home straight. And Sunday's win over the champions was one of the several examples since the summer to show that they have grown in 2 ways. In fact, in depth and in height. Let's look at the depth first. Let's look at the depth first. In the 2 league matches against City last season, Arsenal came into this top of the table clash with at least 1 key injury and subsequently suffered. In February, match at the Emirates, Thomas Partey dropped out with a late injury to join Gabriel Jesus on the sideline. In April, the Gunners went to the Emirates without William Saliba, ruled out for the season. This game was no different. Yeah, yesterday's game was no different. Bukayo Saka is one player in the Arsenal team that does not have a direct backup. He doesn't have a direct backup. His club record 87 consecutive games, and Jesus has been shoehorned into that winger role. The proof of that and potentially an old Arsenal would have been psychologically damaged by his injury. But Mikel Arteta's side have got more about them this season. No issues with that depth against City now. Best shown by 3 of the substitutes coming off the bench to combine for the winner. So this team could get the win without Saka. Gabriel Martinelli took the headlines with a winning goal that his second half performance deserved. But Kai Havertz's role to set up the goal alongside Takehiro Tomiyasu is particularly relevant to Arsenal's progression. Both players were brought on with 15 minutes to go, with one purpose, to give Arsenal more height, said Gary Neville on commentary duty. There is a second part of the growth. For the winning goal, Arsenal, normally a side who passed and passed and passed before going wide, went long through the middle to Tomiyasu, who knocked it down to Havertz, who showed the composure to find Martinelli, who did the rest. The added oomph that Arsenal have developed via their new signings was summed up in that moment, and Arteta knows it, saying in his post-match press conference that his squad depth brought the physicality and energy needed to win the game. Look, it's not the first time we've seen this physicality from Arsenal's new players. Havertz's first 2 games for the Gunners against Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace saw him win more area duels than anyone on the pitch in both games. Throw in Declan Rice, who is statistically the 7th best player in the league for intercepting the ball, and has helped them grind out key results, especially away from home. I'm talking too much, right? Yeah, it's a long write-up. It is a long write-up. I'm building something, because once I'm done with Arsenal, you will know how Chelsea can, you will know their strength and you know their weaknesses. I cannot do all now. I'm telling you, we'll be going more deeper into Arsenal's issues. But this is just the introduction I'm giving you. Yes. The Gunners are yet to concede on the road in the Premier League this season. And then, on Sunday, limited the best team in the world to just 4 shots in 94 minutes. They limited Manchester City to just 4 shots in 94 minutes. The lowest from a Pep Guardiola side in a single match. And showing they can learn the lessons from last season to go on and beat them. When so many thought this ran the risk of becoming a one-horse race. And of course, it is too early in the season to say that Sunday's win for Arsenal is the start of a potential changing of the guard at the top of the table. But as the likes of Kelly Walker and Erling Haaland got in a minor scuffle with Arsenal's coaching staff at full time, it gave the impression that City had been rattled by this growing team of Arsenal. It evokes memories of the Gunners' vintage Premier League rivalry with another club from Manchester. And if Arteta versus Guardiola and Arsenal versus Manchester City is anything like those days, then, like in those days, then bring this title race on. Bring this title race on. And I'm taking that again for you. If Arteta and versus Guardiola and Arsenal versus Manchester City is anything like those days, then bring the title race on. Do you get that? Look, it's a long write-up. Let me just end it here. I will come again with more about Arsenal. This is just an introduction about the Arsenal team this season so far. Quickly, before I run up, before I let you go, I cannot let you go without Chelsea exclusives. Thiago Silva has the highest pass accuracy, 95.9% in the Premier League this season. Our own old man, Thiago Silva. This is an exclusive for you. Statistics. Yes, this time around we work with statistics. It's helping us. 95.9% pass accuracy in the league this season, the highest. Conor Gallagher is more than happy to extend his Chelsea contract as long as he is playing regularly, according to Footy Insider 247. Yeah. Then the last but not the least, let me come again to Arsenal and conclude it by telling you, Mikel Arteta on David Raya's performance with Manchester City. I think he was excellent. He came misplaced one or two passes. I demand him to stop the ball when he needs to go, when he needs to get clarity, to get understanding, to provoke the opponent. Overall, the way he controlled the box, the areas, and how dominant he was, how high he played, I thought he was excellent. I love players with big courage, and David certainly has that, according to Mikel Arteta. I'll be bringing you more about Arsenal in the coming days. This is just an introduction to the series that are going to be coming your way. This is about Arsenal, and I'll be coming later again tonight with Manchester, with Liverpool. Tonight, you hear from me about Liverpool and Chelsea exclusives. Hey, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so. I love you. I cherish you. I cherish your partnership. Let me hear from you in that comment section. Shalom. See you when you see me.